on! Woo! The NHL trade deadline has come and gone. Pat made a few deals that were underwhelming, to say the least, but needed to be done. And of course, the one we're most excited about, John Klingberg.
The Anaheim Ducks traded John Klingberg to the Minnesota Wild for Andre Schuster, the rights to sign prospect Nikita Nesterenko, and a 4th-round pick in 2025. The Ducks are also going to be retaining half of Klingberg's salary. If you had told me this was going to be the return at the start of the season, I would have been calling for Verbeek's head, but a lot of time has passed, and we've seen Klingberg play a lot of bad hockey, so I'm still not super thrilled with the return on this deal, but Verbeek literally waited until the last second of the trade deadline.
We got confirmation from both teams and the league at 2:58 Eastern time. We're haggling probably for the last hour.
And this was the best one that he could make based off of Klingberg's play. So it's better to get something rather than nothing. And the benefit is we don't have to watch Klingberg play in the Ducks jersey anymore.
The pylon is gone. John Klingberg finishes his tenure playing 50 games for the Ducks, scoring 8 goals and 16 assists for 24 points and a negative 28 plus minus. He goes to the Minnesota Wild, who have a deep defensive core, but no real spark on offense, which they hope Klingberg will bring. Good luck to them. But they have a strong system defensively and should be able to help mask defensive flaws. Now here's a look at the prospect we got back in the trade.
Hey Beaker, what are your thoughts on Nikita Nesterenko?
He's 6'2", very good skater, and he has good skill. He's competing harder and he's getting to the dirty areas of the ice to score goals. One of our college scouts watching him well all year, and he's kind of taken a real good liking to him. And Nesterenko improving his game overall from where he started in college to where he is now. We're excited to get the player.
And of course, we also got back Andre Schuster, who has only played AHL games this year. This is now the 3rd time he's been with the Ducks. He's a big body and should help beef up some of the defense, but don't expect much from him. On to the next trade of the day, the Anaheim Ducks traded Dmitry Kulikov at 50% retained to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a 2024 3rd-round draft pick and Brock McGinn. People may remember his brother, Jamie McGinn, who played 21 games with the Ducks.
So we got Kulikov in the past offseason in the trade with the Minnesota Wild for future considerations, which turned into a 4th-round pick. Kulikov played pretty well, considering he was on one of the worst defenses teams in NHL history. He especially stepped up when Drysdale and Vakanainen went down with injuries. The trade coming the other way is Brock McGinn, who has been underwhelming according to Pittsburgh Penguins fans. He's had 10 goals and 6 assists in 60 games for the Penguins, but I think he'll slot in as a everyday bottom 6 forward for the Ducks. McGinn is signed through the 2024 to 25 season with a cap hit of $2.75 million per year. I thought this was a really good trade when it was starting to come out, basically getting Cooley for a 3rd-rounder after we only paid a 4th-rounder for him. But then when it came out that Brock McGinn was the other player, it's a decent-sized cap hit, and it's going to be for a couple years. But overall, we're going to need to hit the cap floor somehow.
Of course, Pat also made a number of smaller deals that are just 1-for-1 players in the AHL. Nothing really much there, just players looking for a new opportunity in a new place. There's also a really great trade from Verbeek. He got a 3rd-round pick for a player that wasn't even going to sign with us, and Tron. Just an absolute fleece by that man. So yeah, pretty quiet trade deadline for the Anaheim Ducks, but overall I'd probably give Pat Verbeek a C. I wasn't too thrilled with what we got back in our trades, but the Ducks are just bad, and it makes everyone on the team look bad, so they don't get full value for their players. Obviously, we didn't have as many higher skilled players like we did last year at trade deadline. Never going to be as big as it was last year. Could have been better, but of course news has come out that players like Adam Henrique, who's going to be out for a few weeks with injury, so that means he probably wasn't on the trading block, and of course Anthony Stolarz is going to be out for the rest of the year, so that's why he wasn't traded either. So definitely a tough situation for Verbeek.
Yeah, I think the Ducks had a lot of cap space that they could have utilized to take maybe on some bad contracts to get themselves some better draft picks for this draft and the next. I am not going to fault him for the Klingberg trade. I think all the fault is due to Mr. Klingberg on that one. Kulikov one, I think he exceeded expectations. I also feel like there were a number of players that could have still been on the trading block, like Comtois, Shattenkirk, but maybe he's holding on to those ones for the draft upcoming to move up. So overall, yeah, I'll give him a C.
That does it for this video. What's your guys' thoughts on the Ducks trade deadline? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, and go Ducks!